Welcome to the moving and storage industry. This is a service industry. We do not create a product, but provide a valuable service. In the United States alone, approximately 9 million people will relocate this year using the services of a professional mover. This video will cover what is involved in getting started in the business through our 4 pillars of success. The first pillar is professionalism. This means being prepared to face the challenges that occur during the course of a relocation. Understanding situations have far-reaching implications on customer service, security, and safety for all those involved, making the right decisions as well as understanding company policy and how all these factors tie together to create a successful move. Pillar number 2 is presentation. Your outward appearance plays a big part in the customer's perception of your skills and professional traits. First impressions are critical. We will immediately be subject to a customer's opinion the moment we knock on the door. It is important to understand that the customer has already received sales material with information and photos depicting our services, and will have some preconceived ideas as to how our vehicles and field personnel should appear. Pillar number 3 is proficiency. Basic skills and how well you master them will be a determining factor in how far you will advance in the industry. An ability to learn must be combined with a willingness to do so. All the skills needed to advance should be readily available to anyone wishing to advance. Today's lesson is the first step. There are many more. You should embrace the learning process. Pillar number 4 is potential. The moving industry offers rapid advancement for those willing and able to grasp the training involved. The lesson plan in this video is directed towards the new worker learning the basics. Further lesson plans are available that cover loading, driving, and paperwork skills, as well as specific situational training for office and industrial moves, as well as warehouse storage procedures. You have the potential to quickly grow from helper to driver to lead person, as well as be an owner-operator local contractor or progress upwards into management. Depending upon your skill and abilities, combined with a willingness to learn, you can achieve tremendous gains in the industry in a relatively short period of time. So, let's get started. We'll begin with some basic guidelines that apply to the moving industry. Remember, we are going into the homes of strangers, handling theirs and their families' personal items. This can raise their stress level dramatically. What can we do to lower this tension? When you are meeting someone for the first time, here are some 10 basic rules to keep in mind. Number 1. Be clean and well-groomed. This means taking a bath every day, keeping your hair combed, and at company guideline appearance. No purple or orange hair, and most companies frown on the mohawk look. Uniforms should be clean and presentable, with no holes, and shirts should be tucked in. Guidelines for footwear include rubber, non-scuffed soles with proper support, and correct colors if required. You'll walk about 8 miles in an 8-hour day, so wear something comfortable. Number 2. Be on time. As a new worker in the industry, you will never be on a job by yourself. So when you're late, you're holding up someone else or you're getting left behind. Either way, operations are disrupted, and there are people whose job it is to make sure operations run smoothly. A customer has been promised a start time, and everyone is on the clock waiting. Number 3. Cover all questionable tattoos and remove piercings. While body art and piercings may be fashionable today, please remember that style is a statement or an opinion, and not all customers may share your opinion. Our goal is to lower tensions, not raise them. Also, piercings can snag on the nylon threads in the pads, which can lead to them being yanked or torn out. This does not present a professional image to the customer. Refrain from rings, watches, and other jewelry on the job, which can lead to injury or be simply damaged or lost. Number 4. Watch your language and no negative comments. As conversation goes, the driver or lead person should be the main source of communication with the customer. Topics involving race, religion, sex, or sexual lifestyles, politics, even sports teams can rub the customer the wrong way. You may think you know a customer, but you don't. Never argue with a customer. Never bring up negative comments regarding where they live or where they are moving to. You know nothing of what their situation is. This is a truly important point to remember, as many movers will take for granted that they understand the customer, and they do 90% of the time. It's the 10% that will get you in trouble. Number 5. Refer customer questions to the lead person. This is their job. They make the decisions, and they have to live with their decisions. Some get downright upset when their helpers start making promises to customers. Lead people may be aware of situations you are not aware of. It's best to let them do their job. You'll get there yourself soon enough. Number 6. Nothing illegal, unsafe, or unprofessional. As a new worker, you need to know some basic rules about where we work in a residence. We work only in areas where it is safe to do so. The 3 conditions required are, number 1, you must be able to stand up straight. Number 2, you must have a solid floor or footing. And number 3, you must have light. We do not go up on roofs or down in crawl spaces. We do check out attics if we need to. Remember, you are in charge of your own safety. Don't let others influence you in regards to safety. If in doubt, see your lead person. If you're still in doubt, contact operations. Number 7, be polite. You are a guest. We are performing a service, but we are still a guest in the customer's house. Treat them with the same respect you would expect if the roles were reversed. When a job starts, customers are referred to as Mr., Mrs., and Miss. Most customers do not expect this level of formality and will ask you to simply use their name. That's good. You're getting them to relax a little. The sooner this happens, the better. Also, we ask for permission to use the restroom. Nobody ever has refused, but there may be issues in the plumbing that may require you to use a specific restroom, or the other bathrooms have already been cleaned. The same goes for water. Always ask the customer for permission to use the sink to fill your water container or wash your hands. It is a common courtesy. You are a guest. Number 8. Be prepared to find anything. This is one of the most interesting things about our job. We deal with people, all kinds of people, and one of our objectives is to maintain a sense of privacy. When you find something odd you may not know what to do with, get your lead person involved. If it isn't a safety or legal issue, pack it, stash it, get it out of sight. If it is a legal or safety issue, let the lead person deal with the customer. Stay out of it. You're going to eventually find some embarrassing items. After all, your customer is human. Something you may never see but need to be prepared for is a plant or bait, meaning a customer will leave items out in an attempt to see if they will be taken. If they are, the customer will report it to your company, and that's where the trouble begins. If you should come across jewelry, cash, drugs, or any other item that seems like it shouldn't be there, go get your lead person. Don't touch it. Don't even think about it. The customer has already taken photos and written down serial numbers on cash. This could be a free move for them, and you could lose your job. It does happen. Setups or plants are an age-old story. Don't fall for it. Number 9. Be prepared for a long day. Every job is different, and in peak season, you may perform one or more jobs a day. It is important that you bring a lunch, as well as anything else that you may need for a minimum of 10 hours. Many workers carry a larger lunchbox, and many also bring extra socks and an extra t-shirt to switch into later in the day. If we go into the night, we'll figure out how to cover dinner if we have to. It is very important to stay hydrated, so carry a container to drink water out of. Remember, the trucks we use don't fit into just anywhere. And most companies have policies in regards to extra stops. Drivers put their jobs in jeopardy in most cases and prefer not to assume that kind of risk just so you can buy cigarettes or soda pop. Finally, number 10. No smoking in residences, trucks, or the warehouse. Smoking is a touchy subject nowadays. Those who smoke may feel they are unfairly being singled out. And while they may be right, there is sufficient protocol in public or customer service to establish non-smoking areas. Most carriers will have a designated smoking area at the warehouse, generally 100 feet from any warehouse door. Smoking is discouraged in the vehicle of most carriers, and is only allowed at a residence in the street, in front of the truck. Smokers are required to police their cigarette butts and dispose of them in a proper receptacle. Smoke breaks are only called by the lead person. Our performance will be rated at the end of the job, possibly more than once by a customer who will observe you in regards to these 10 areas for one day. It is their perception that will determine your review and your agent's performance score. They are based on the professionalism and presentation pillars. Learn these rules and adjust your behavior accordingly. As you grow into them, your survey scores will improve and you will see increased tip activity. Ask your lead person or operations manager about tips. We'll now discuss the foundational pillars for developing a successful career in the moving industry. The presented points will be critical in determining your skill set and abilities. Never slide anything across floors or furniture without pads or padding. Sliding furniture or cartons across the floor can cause significant damage. Should the need arise, pick up the piece and move it. If the piece requires more than one person to move and you do not have help, move it later. You don't want to damage floors, the legs of the furniture, and most importantly, yourself. If it is imperative that it be moved now, then go get help. At delivery, keep cartons off furniture. Cartons can pick up rocks, pebbles, and grit from the ground during the course of the move. Setting cartons on furniture puts the furniture at risk of scratching or gouging due to sliding these cartons across the furniture. If it is absolutely necessary, pad the furniture. Do not leave unstable items standing up outside. Items such as bookcases, mattresses, grandfather clocks, or any other narrow item should not be brought outside until they are ready to be loaded. If they must be brought out before this, they should be fully padded and laid down out of the work path. The last thing you want is a gust of wind to ruin your day or the customer's furniture. Do not use handles or wheels that are on the furniture. Plastic wheels can snap when moved across rough areas or over thresholds. Handles on items other than suitcases can be torn off. Any of these items should be loaded on dollies and either wheeled out on our wheels or picked up and carried from the bottom of the piece, not by the handles. Document all items given to workers. Get a receipt. Customers, for many reasons, will give away furniture on the job. It may be to lighten the load or that they are replacing the piece of furniture. It may be an item such as a crib, a child's toy, exercise equipment, or anything else. If any mover or packer for that matter is given a piece of furniture belonging to the customer, a receipt needs to be filled out. The receipt will have the customer's name, the date, the item being given away, the worker's name, and the customer's signature. This receipt will stay with the move paperwork. Note pre-move damage. Inform the lead mover. Any damage found at the time of loading, either furniture